do you believe that the Mormons in this society who did not vote for Trump were wrong and need to ask for forgiveness? Do you believe that?
And no. Here's what I really said. It was ask a question of some specific critics, vocal critics of Trump, who made a lot of misstatements, that was my response. Because, yes, they were wrong in their allegations. They were wrong in predictions of what he would do. And I'll tell you, Glenn Beck, I don't follow Glenn closely, but I know Glenn Beck said, Trump's turned out to be pretty good. I can tell you a few other people, Senator Mike Lee and I are close. And he said, Don, you were right. Trump has made some exceptional picks. Does he agree with everything Trump does? No. But has he made some?
Well, he's made some good picks. I like the Pence pick. I like the Gorsuch pick. But he's also done some pretty outrageous things that you seem to be looking past, things that many of us, members of the church, were very concerned with, that the behavior would continue while he was in office. His lack of integrity and honesty and holding to the truth is shocking to me. And so, yeah, he's picked some good people, but he continues to show that he does not care about the truth. And so when I went into the ballot box, I'm like, how can I trust this man to do what he says? The fact that he's done some of the things that he said does not mean that my concern was not completely legitimate.
Well, and we all have concerns, and we all, here's I was talking to a very reputable man. In fact, I'll name his name, General Robert Oakes, 4-star general, commander of the NATO forces for NATO in Europe. Was a former general authority, great man. I talked to him yesterday. He said, Don, our country has gone wrong because when we elect a president, be it Obama or Trump, the people have spoken, and we need to give the man every chance to do what's good for the country, and we need to get behind him, and we need to let him play out for a year or two. I mean, I was sitting there right next to almost Melania Trump and the Navy SEAL widow. It was a very amazing speech.
So I just want to get this clear. So when they're a new president and they make claims about wiretapping, we should say, well, we'll get to that in a couple of years. When they make claims that they actually won the popular vote and that millions of people voted illegally with no evidence, when they make claims that Russia did not do the hacking and they criticize the intelligence community of the United States of America and they say, I have proof that there was no hacking. Wait, let me finish. You're saying that all of that should just be ignored because he's a new president?
No, Jay, let's take the intelligence community, okay? There clearly has been leaks in the intelligence community that our Congressman Chris Stewart is investigating.
Donald Trump said he had proof that the Russians did not do the hacking. Is that accurate?
Well,
or did he lie?
Investigating that right
No. Donald Trump said he had proof and he was going to release it. He never released it. He was forced to admit that Russia did do the hacking. So that, my friend, is a lie. When you say, I have evidence, I'm going to present it, and you never do, that is a lie. The fact that they are investigating other things is irrelevant to his statement. He bold-faced lied. Did he not?
Well, just like you have, and just like I have, and just like all of us have, we've made some inartful statements.
Inartful? Really?
And sometimes wrong, Jay.
No. You tell me. I really want to know. When you say to the American people, I have evidence that will prove Russia did not do the hacking, that is not a misstatement. That is not an inaccuracy. That is a statement of fact, and it throws the intelligence community under the bus, and it props up Russia. How can you say to me, honestly, that is nothing more than a lie, a fabrication?
You know what? You're not an expert, nor am I, and I'm going to watch and see what...
Where's the evidence?
No, let me finish. You ask a question.
Yeah.
I'm going to see what John Huntsman, who's going to be the ambassador to Russia, says. I'm going to watch Rex Tillerson. I'm going to watch General Mathis. I'm going to watch what our Congressman Chris Stewart, Orrin Hatch, Jason Chaffetz. People in Utah don't realize that we have a lot of people back there in Washington doing wonderful work. And it's not my job to second guess. It's not my job. It's not your job.
Actually, it is.
Actually,
it is. It is our job to hold our representatives accountable. We are their boss. And when they lie to us in the face, we should not be justifying away their statements and actions because they're on our side of the aisle. We should be holding them to a higher standard, especially if we're members of a church that believe in integrity and in honesty. This man, I can give you 5 specific examples of blatant lies. We're in the middle of one right now with Obama and the wiretaps. And to simply say you're going to wait and see when the lies are right there in front of your face, I believe that is spin. That's what that is. That is spin, and that you simply don't want to admit. Now, if you said to me, look, I'll admit that this man does not really have an adherence to the truth, but I think he still is going to do great good, I could accept that, and we could walk away saying, well, we'll disagree on that. But you're trying to tell me you're going to wait and see when statement after statement after statement has been completely proven to be false.
Well, I will say this. Trump's not a perfect man.
Okay.
And he has said some things wrong, and he's done some
He
things
has
wrong.
lied.
More 10 years ago, Jay, and
What?
it's time to forgive and forget.
No, he has lied.
Back there. No,
He lied 2 weeks ago. He lied 2 weeks before that. He lied 2 weeks before that. How many lies are you going to have to go through before you finally can look somebody in the face and say, you know what? Fool me once. Fool me twice, fool me 3 times, fool me 4 times. What I don't understand is why Republicans don't get the fact that when you defend highly inappropriate behavior, when you defend a lack of integrity, you are destroying conservatism. You are destroying the Republican Party. You are giving Democrats every bit of ammunition that they need. You can't look at Hillary Clinton and say she's a terrible person because she lies and she's dishonest and then excuse it away time after time after time when your candidate does it.
Jay, we're having a complex discussion. You brought in Secretary Clinton. Is it true, the fact that the Clinton Foundation laid off 70 people right after the election?
Is it true that if Hillary Clinton should be held accountable to lies, that Donald Trump should be held accountable?
No, I ask you a question.
Well, we're not talking about Hillary Clinton. We're talking about whether or not it is important for your representative to be honest. Do you believe that he is an honest man? Do you believe that Donald Trump is an honest man?
He's not a perfect man.
Oh.
His intentions are 100% good, and he's back there doing a very
So
good
it's okay to
job.
lie as long as you get, so the end justifies the means. We cannot find an honest politician in this country who can actually be honest to us.
Okay, answer me a question.
Yes.
Has the media ever misstrued anything? Has the media ever misspoken anything? Has the media
I'll
ever-
answer that. It's so easy. Are you upset when the media does it, or aren't you? That's what's so phenomenal to me, Don, is you're sitting here saying it's terrible if the media does it, but then your president does. What you're saying to me as a member of the church is that because the media lies, it's okay for him to lie.
No, it's not.
Because Hillary lies, it's okay for him to lie. When are we going to start calling lies what they are? When are we going to start demanding honorable integrity, people of the highest standard? If we continue to justify the worst behavior to get what we want, then we're done. Our nation is done. We are supposed to hold our representatives to the highest standards. And what you're telling me is that I'm supposed to just look past it, let him be in office. He's appointed a couple of good people, and so it doesn't matter if he lies. You refuse to admit that this man has lied to me. You cannot say it. It cannot come out of your mouth. Has he lied to...
Let's make something real clear.
Has he lied to the American people? Can you say that? Just give me one lie. Can you say that?
Well, when I'm not in the room and I don't hear exactly what's said in the context, I'm not going to make a judgment. Okay? So I'll say that. I'm also going to say this, that we were part of an election, and the people of Utah were one of 50 states, and the election came down to 2 people, Secretary Clinton and Donald Trump.
Yes.
Correct?
No, there were 3 people. There were actually 4.
Okay.
And
so
you
the
could actually
probability
write in
of
somebody's name.
McClellan being the winner of the election is about 1 in a trillion.
So what? Are you telling me the job of representation is to not vote your conscience? That if the American people would start voting for people of integrity and their conscience, as opposed to somebody that a party has offered up, then we might have some hope. What you're telling me is the entire nation gets to decide, a very minority of party membership gets to decide, and then I have to choose which one has the best chance.
Jay,
That's a guarantee.
Okay?
That is a guarantee that we are going downhill.
No, let me tell you where you stand in error. The Republican Party did not pick Donald Trump. They picked everyone but Donald Trump.
It's not true. He won the nomination.
No, the people who voted in the Republican primary selected Donald Trump.
Yes, that's right.
Correct?
Yes.
The people in the Republican Party.
And they are a minority. The Republican Party represents about 20% of the American public. And the Democratic Party represents about 25% of the American public. So we're letting these two minorities dictate for us who has the best chance to win an election.
No, you stand corrected again.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do, because 100% of the American people have the opportunity to be part of a primary process. Why they choose not to is the American people's fault. Jay, we have a system. It's not perfect. It's the best system in the world. And
it is not a good system when people are left to only choose right and left. And when right and wrong is not determined by right and wrong, but it is determined by right and left. When a lie on the left is bad and a lie on the right is good, we are not in a good place. We are not in a place of integrity. We are not in a place of Christian belief. We are in a place where we want personal power, or where we simply believe that the other side is nothing more than evil. And so we can lie, we can cheat, we can steal, we can do anything in our power as long as our side wins. It's such a convenience, Don. It is such a convenience to just be able to explain it away as evil and to say that people need to look at themselves in the mirror because they somehow made a terrible mistake in voting their conscience. Let me make
I never said that.
Let me make a prediction to you, Don. The prediction is this. Our politicians on both sides are going to continue to get worse and worse because there are no accountability, none for lies. There's no accountability for misrepresentations. There's no accountability for fabricating facts, accusing previous administrations of felony activity, accusing election officials across the country of failing to do their job, throwing people under the bus right and left. Who cares what the consequences are, as long as we get our say? It's
Jay,
disgusting.
You're wrong again,
Okay.
because there is accountability. It's called an election.
Yeah. And here's what happens. The people like you are not holding them accountable. That's my point. The accountability only works if we as a people start assessing right and wrong, not based upon party affiliation, but upon what is right and wrong. You have on this program justified away Donald Trump's lies with Hillary Clinton's faults and the media's faults, and you still refuse. You still refuse to admit that the man has told even a single lie. One.
No, I didn't say that.
Yeah, you did.
He probably has.
No, has he?
Jay, we all probably have said things.
Oh, stop.
Jay, you're not in the firefight where Donald Trump is. And so in an election, we have difficult choices.
Yeah, I know. I can't understand. It's too complex.
Ask me a question. So we as the American people had a choice between two candidates, and you can complain about
we had a choice between more than two.
Okay, we had the choice of three. Well, the vast majority of the people, let me finish.
Yeah.
3,100 counties in America, the popular vote in 3,100 counties was for Trump. The popular vote in 300 counties was for Secretary Clinton.
What does the counties have to do with anything? Counties can have two people in it. This is spin, Don. When you start having to break down counties, This is spin.
When Doug Wright comes back, I'll give him a call if you want, but you don't want to listen to facts.
Well, you're spinning. Why does the county population have anything to do with it? If you want to talk popular vote, the majority of voters in America did not want Trump. I don't care about that. He won the Electoral College. I fight against anybody who says we need a popular vote. I'm against it. But that does not justify his behavior. That does not make it right. Yeah, I mean, to tell me that even if he won the popular vote by 80%, if he is out publicly lying to the people, throwing other people under the bus, causing his staff members to have to spin and create alternative facts and microwave ovens that spy on you, that is a problem. That is wrong. And until you and everyone else in this country decides to call out wrong when it's wrong, we're doomed. We're done. We're out.
Well, we're all going to try to make it better, and that's why I'm involved in the process.
Well, I'm glad you are involved, and I support your right to be involved. But I don't appreciate any implication that somebody who did not get behind Trump because he couldn't win because nobody else could win the popular vote, that somehow they did something wrong. I think they did something right, and I think they need.
If you really want to say what I said, what my specific statement was, there was a lot of misrepresentations of who Trump was, what he would do on the Supreme Court picks.
Well, I believe that I believe you have misrepresented who Trump is on this program. I believe you are refusing to acknowledge the considerable character flaws and the blatant lies. And I just am going to be fascinated to watch how many more lies have to happen before you and other Republicans realize that what you're doing by embracing this, by explaining it away, is you're guaranteeing a Democratic landslide in 2 years and 2 years after that. Because the American people know when they're being lied to, and they'll take it for a little bit, but not on a weekly basis, not on a daily basis, not through Twitter. I just wish that Republicans like yourself would realize that you are not helping your party when you defend the indefensible. You are hurting your party. You are hurting your cause. You are even hurting your religion when you defend this type of behavior. But I'm glad you were able to call in. I'm glad we got your voice out there. I'm honest.
And I'm going to say this.
Yeah, please
I'm
do.
an American.
Yeah.
I hope the best for President Trump, just like I did
I do too.
President Obama.
I do too.
I hope we get through this, because our real opponents are probably in Russia and are probably in ISIS and are probably in a lot of other places. And we as Americans should figure out how to come together and pull together and try to quit killing the politicians on both sides in the media. And let's fix our country.
Yeah, that's why I can't wait to get that evidence that Russia didn't do the hacking. Can't wait to get that.
Have a good day.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it. All right, we held him over. We skipped over news and traffic. We just blasted through the schedule to get through that. You heard Mr. Peay. You heard what he had to say. I think that he demonstrated 100% that he is unwilling, unable to admit that our current commander-in-chief has lied and lied and lied. And he will continue to do so as long as his party just explains it away. And I happen to believe that this is the worst thing for conservatism. You don't protect your organization by defending its flaws. You protect your organization by outing its flaws and saying, we're not going to tolerate that. That's not who we are. When you let your commander-in-chief bold-faced lie over and over again, what you're saying is, that is who we are. That is what we believe. That is what we represent. How can you say it's not? How can you make that statement? All right, 57500. That was fun. 5757668. I do want to thank Mr. Peay for calling in. And there you go. If you missed it all, you can download it in the KSL News Radio app or podcast it, iTunes and Google Play.
KSL FM Midvale